children justice because the affiliation to the system is the closest they'll ever come to being proud of justice. Black children are named justice to know that in some contexts they can find hope in themselves, and not in the system that liberates the suspects and murders the victims in cold blood tactics. Paperwork is filed marked case closed, but the only sealed fate is in closed caskets. Black mothers name their children justice so that it can never be taken away from their youngest. Black children are named justice so they know that the injustice on their lives will never come between their everlasting sound sleep, never to be awoken for haunting. We cannot revenge black children, for we will never avenge justice. Justice will lay restless for a black child. Justice lay resting, waiting to be arrested, but the trigger was trained to fire. So justice will sacrifice his blood to pavements. For his name to mean more than the engraving stoned upon his headstone. We must awaken the justices from within. Black mothers name their children justice so they can grow up and remember the state once held a vow to protect him. Justice doesn't know who holds power. Justice is justice, unbiased, blind, deaf, and tasteless to the socially constructed structures of map complex. Inhabited by mindless, soulless, unrightfully catechizing, proselytizing minions to their madness, ruled by selfish intentions of others and the unstably mental white man. But we cannot revenge justice, for we will never avenge black children. Justice doesn't deserve lawful. It does deserve human. We cannot revenge black children, for we will never avenge justice. Black mothers name their children justice so they can rise up to change history. Black children are named justice so they can rise up to avenge the struggles of their own ancestors, not to be eternally enslaved to a system who once persecuted and clusters of black women, men, and children who yearn to the right to develop biological organs and not just pigments of their skin. We cannot revenge black children, for we will never avenge justice. Slaves never knew justice. It was something that wasn't something to believe in. Justice, the black child can never know justice, the law, for justice has already failed the black child. For justice is a slave of its own to mere human minds. Justice can't justify why a black child can no longer wear a cap and gown to graduation, how he can no longer be given away at the altar, kiss his mother goodbye on the way out to school. Justice failed to be just. Justice failed to serve and protect justice, the black child. But we cannot revenge black children, for we will never avenge justice. Justice has no rights but to be lawfully just. Justice does not have the right to remain silent. Anything justice says cannot and will not be held against justice in the court of law, because the court of law is a playground for educated, degreed actors. So black mothers name their children justice to give her offspring hope, like they can live abidingly free. Black children are named justice to act out as though moral righteousness has no pigment impairments and can be obtained, dignified, and deemed pronounceable for any breathing being. But justice, our black child, is kept hostage for ransom of more of the young black blood. So it's just of us to proclaim in dark shadows and night terrors and fear-stricken crowds that black lives matter, because yes, we are right. Black lives do matter. But that should already be a given birthright honor. And if you don't recognize that, then maybe the lives of your people and children already do matter. We cannot revenge black children, for we will never avenge justice. Woo!